Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the stage E9-1 Institute Executive Director, Greg Rohde.
Thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed the meal. It's my pleasure to introduce to you the president of NASNA, Richard Taylor.
Thank you, Greg. It is an extreme honor to be presenting the first award tonight, and it's even a greater honor when you're able to give an award to a group of individuals that you've had the privilege of knowing for many years and seeing their work and being a firsthand witness of their work. The Outstanding 911 Program Award is given to Laverne Schwinder and the Greater Harris County 911 Emergency Network of Houston, Texas. The Outstanding 911 Program Award. Go ahead, you can clap, it's fine. The Outstanding 911 Program Award recognizes an innovative and forward-looking plan to enhance the future viability of public emergency communication systems. The Greater Harris County 911 Emergency Network is an excellent example of an approach to efficient, reliable public safety services through an eye to call taker training, professional growth, technological development, and community involvement and education. Their recently completed headquarters and is a Silver LEED certified, a hardened, secure facility that houses all 911 systems. It serves approximately 20% of the Texas population in 49 cities and 2 counties, and has a self-managed in-house alley database. They have implemented and they have upgraded their internet protocol, their IP network infrastructure, to include diverse wireless and wireline paths for optimal redundancy and preparation for future applications for next-generation technology. Furthermore, Greater Harris County 911 has demonstrated a deep commitment to public education at the community, at the state, and at the national level. Their multifaceted approach has allowed the program to lead the way in the mission-critical emergency communications technology. Accepting the award for Greater Harris County Emergency 911 Network is their chairman of the board, Russell Rao, along with his team from Greater Harris County 911 Emergency Network of Houston, Texas. Please welcome them to the stage.
Accompanying Laverne Schwinder and representatives of the Harris County 911 Emergency Network is 911 Institute board member and sponsor Timothy Lorello of Telecommunications Systems Corporation. Award sponsor, TCS.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome ABCO's International Executive Director, Mr. George Rice.
Good evening, everyone. I'll say a quick comment before moving into the next 2 awards, but I think it's fairly auspicious that we find ourselves this evening in this building named after President Reagan on the day that is the 30th anniversary of the attempted taking of his life and the injuries that Jim Brady suffered and the Secret Service suffered as well. So in honor of those individuals and the legacy of President Reagan, I'd like us to take just a couple of seconds in honor of everything we do in emergency communications and everything they did as well. Thank you very much for that. The Outstanding 911 Call Taker Award honors a public safety answering point for its excellence in key emergency communications areas, ranging from the handling of emergency situations reported to 911 to the deployment and management of new technology. The City of Aurora Public Safety Communications Department has managed to exceed standards in the areas of training, customer service, and teamwork, despite the challenges of budget constraints and new staffing requirements. Over the past several years, the department has overhauled existing training programs and implemented new ones, including a very successful 3-year cross-training program in police and fire dispatch for call takers. They are also in the end stages of developing the Leadership Project, a research-based 12-course program aimed at leadership development. The course has caught the attention of the University of Phoenix, which is offering college credit to the employees who complete the program. In addition to employee morale, their mentoring programs, the department offers an extensive volunteer-based 24-hour peer support program. Volunteers are rigorously trained to offer support and referrals for their colleagues in dealing with personal stress, work-related stressors, and critical incident stress and grief. Thanks to these improvements, the department now enjoys a 100%, I'll say that again, 100% new hire retention rate, a significant reduction in overtime, high employee morale, and excellent service to the City of Aurora. The Aurora Public Safety Communications Department has become a model for training and leadership. Please join us in welcoming the City of Aurora Public Safety Communications Department. The 911 Technician Award honors an individual or organization in the commercial sector that has demonstrated exceptional contributions towards the advancement of emergency 911 communications. As a member of the Verizon team, Michael Alwes has supported the Fairfax County Department of Public Safety Communications and other PSAPs in Northern Virginia for over 20 years. The department relies heavily on Michael for his help and expertise with everything related to their 911 telephony systems. He is a capable multitasker and offers quick, effective resolutions of tasks and issues that arise. As lead technician, Michael is responsible for the smooth transition as the department moved to a new facility and nearly doubled the number of call takers. He enjoys the respect and appreciation from PSAP officials and industry colleagues. Please join us in welcoming Michael Alwes.
Please welcome Kevin Murray. He's the president of the 911 Industry Alliance. Kevin.
Good evening, everybody. What a great place here, huh? Isn't this something else? It's really nice. It is my privilege to be here today to present the 911 Industry Professional Award. This year, I think for the first time, we actually have 2 recipients, so I'll get on with it here. And really, thanks to Greg and his work here to put this on. The Industry Alliance that we belong to is privileged to be here and honored to be part of this. So thank you, Greg, for your hard work on this. So tonight, the first 911 Industry Professional Award goes to John Garner, the Director of Network Planning and Engineering for AT&T. John is the director of AT&T's Network Planning and Engineering Group. He has been involved with the industry efforts to develop and deploy wireless E9-1-1 for over 10 years. John's commitment, however, is not limited to just his work at AT&T. He's also actively involved in the NENA committees of Network Committee and the Non-Traditional Communications Committee. He also works over at APCO on the Emergency Technologies Working Group and also on the ESIF's Advisory Group. So I want to know when John gets a lot to get his work done. So those are a lot of different groups that he's given his time and commitment to. Prior to working at AT&T, John actually spent 16 years working in the PSAP environment, giving him a unique and invaluable perspective that he brings to his work every day. So John is being honored for his many years of dedication to advanced 911 technology. Please participate with me in honoring John for the 911 Industry Professional Award. John?
Accompanying John Garner is E9-1-1 Institute board member and AT&T sponsor Jim Bugle. Award sponsor, AT&T.
Thank you, John. The second individual has been around the industry for many years, much longer than I have, and I felt like I was born into this industry. The next award recipient is George Heinrichs from Entrado. I think everybody here knows George and his passion for the work. George has won many awards in his career, and he's a co-president and co-founder of Entrado right now. George has been in over 30 years in this industry, and he has passion, and he works tirelessly for the 911 industry, and development and implementation of next gen is truly his passion. George has received the NENA Bill Stanton Award for the National 911 Service Award, the Denver Telecom Professional of the Executive of the Year Award, the Ernst & Young's Entrepreneur of the Year Award, and now his greatest honor, 911 Industry Professional Award. And really, as his recognition, George is one of the founding members of the 911 Industry Alliance that I'm a member of, and George is very committed to the success of 911, to the education of 911, and the promotion of 911 out there. In regard to his passion, I have never met anybody with that could equal his passion in an industry association to give back to 911. So George is also one of my colleagues on the board of the 911 Industry Alliance and also a friend. So please give an applause and help me to thank George Heinrichs, the 911 Industry Professional Award. Thank you, George.
Please welcome the president of NAED, Mrs. Scott Freitag.
Good evening, everyone. It's my distinct pleasure to announce the recipients of the First Responder Award tonight for an incident which occurred in 2010, not very far from this location. The First Responder Award is given in appreciation of the dedicated professionals in law enforcement, fire, rescue, and telecommunications who assist in the resolution of an emergency situation. In July of 2010, a carjacking in Arlington County, Virginia gave way to a chase that culminated in the suspect crashing the vehicle near the Alexandria City Hall, where a city council meeting was taking place. The suspect, armed with a handgun, ran down the street and into the crowded City Hall building. The dispatching group of the Alexandria Police Department quickly gathered information from calls and coordinated an extensive response effort that ultimately included more than 30 officers, a SWAT team, and several hostage negotiators. Additionally, The group activated the city's reverse 911 system to notify those living in the surrounding neighborhood. The team remained calm and focused during an extremely stressful and dangerous call, and their efforts led to the apprehension of the gunman without anyone getting hurt. We are proud to honor the men and women of the Alexandria Police Department, ECT Communications Section Group D, not A, B, or C, as they've told me, but Group D. Please join me in welcoming Marilyn Anderson, Leslie Lewis, Kimberly Welch, Linda Garcia, Rick Zarnowski, Alicia Randolph, Heather Weiss, and Miss Pollard. They're all here.
We're very pleased tonight to be joined by a good and longtime friend of 911. This individual has been a friend to this industry and to our organizations while he's worn different hats in government. I'm pleased to announce and to introduce to you Jonathan Adelstein, the Administrator of the Rural Utility Service.
Well, thanks, Greg. I'm from South Dakota. He's from North Dakota, but I forgive him for that. He's a great leader of this E9-1-1 Institute. He's done such a fantastic job from day one, and I do owe him for something. I stole his partner, Chris McLean, former administrator of the RUS, is now back at RUS, and I'm thrilled to have Chris with me. I really want to thank you. Chris is just doing a fantastic job. And you know how dedicated he is to public safety, and he's making sure we stay on the forefront of it. First, I wanted to congratulate Chairman Julius Janikowski for a well-deserved award. You took my seat on the FCC and done it proud. I'm so pleased to hear, we have somebody who was willing to go the wrong way on a one-way street in Manhattan, really understands what you go through every day, and he certainly deserves this award. Not just as he said on behalf of himself, but there's so many great folks from the FCC that I remember from my days on the FCC who work day in and day out here tonight to make sure that you who are in public safety have the resources you need, have the spectrum you need, have everything possible. They care so deeply about you, and I think we all owe them a round of applause as well for the FCC staff. But the biggest congratulations go to our honorees tonight. There's so many of them that have done such great work. I think the definition of grace under pressure is illustrated by a picture of someone in this room working at a 911 terminal. Nowhere is that cool, calm, collected effort more appreciated than in rural America. Now I'm working full-time in that, where great distances separate citizens, and a few minutes can separate somebody from life and death, from disability and health, and a few miles make all the difference. So we want to make sure as we approach the 10th anniversary of 9/11 that we are doing everything we can, and the Obama administration is committed to making sure that we out-innovate and out-build, and that extends completely to emergency communications. I don't think it's anywhere better represented than in the fact that the President of the United States, at his own initiative, put in the State of the Union address that we're going to have a major initiative to deploy a nationwide 4G wireless public safety network that can close that gap between rural and urban communications, that can provide a nationwide interoperable public safety network that we've talked about for so long. And I'm proud to be part of the administration at RUS that can be a part of that effort to provide loans when needed to help build out those networks, in addition to the universal service that can be supported through the FCC. And later this year, we hope to announce a regulation that will expand upon the authority that Congress provided to us to finance integrated interoperable emergency communication systems, including E9-1-1 upgrades and dual-use networks serving rural areas. So we are fully committed to helping you get to next generation E9-1-1, and we will have all the resources available to do that. Broadband projects that are already being provided by RUS and our friends at the Commerce Department, NTIA, are bringing broadband today to public safety, to community anchor institutions, to health facilities, to health care facilities all across small and large communities across the United States. And we just opened a window at RUS to accept applications under the Community Connect Grant program, which provides rural broadband loans to communities that have no broadband whatsoever for the first time. And you should know that part of this program requires that applicants provide public safety with a free broadband connection for 2 years, as well they should if they're getting federal money. I'm also pleased to report that RUS just reopened its broadband loan program. We're now accepting applications for low-interest financing for rural broadband deployment that should help you do your work. We're also working with our colleagues at the Department of Homeland Security to make communities aware of the financial resources available through USDA and other departments for emergency communications improvements. And I wanted to make sure that you knew about that here tonight, that in particular, USDA's Rural Development Program has funds available for the transition to narrowbanding. Our friends at the FCC have told me about how important that is, and for small rural communities, it can be very difficult to have the funds they need to make that transition, which has to happen. But Jessica Zafolo from our office has been alerting rural public safety networks about the availability of our help through community facilities to help finance that for rural communities that need the help. And she's helping us with the ECPC as well, the interagency effort by the administration to promote the ability of first responders and government officials to communicate in the event of disasters. So we're doing everything we can at the RUS. I'm so thrilled to have the opportunity to be here tonight. I've been here through the days as a Senate staffer, later on the FCC, and now at the RUS. I deeply appreciate the friendship we've had over the years and the partnership, because nothing matters more than what you're doing. I thank you for what you're doing every day, for your commitment to saving lives, to protecting property, to protecting people's health. You are the real heroes, and you've done so much. We can't thank you enough, and we'll do everything we can as part of the Obama administration to be there with you every step of the way to help you do your life-saving work. So thanks for having me tonight.
It's my pleasure to introduce to you a new member of the Next Gen 911 Caucus, Congressman Rick Berg of North Dakota.
I'll tell you, it's great to be here. I tell you, it's just an honor to be here with all the honorees tonight, and I appreciate what you're doing. You know, Carla Anderson, the executive director, is from North Dakota. So she's from a small town in central North Dakota, so it's kind of fun to be here again with her leading this organization. You know, I got elected, and after the election, there's all tons of things that you have to do. You have to find a place to live, you have to figure out what committee you're on, you got to do all these things. But the one thing I did first was join the Next Gen 911 Caucus. You know, as a lifetime resident of North Dakota, you know, I've really seen firsthand what the importance of 911 is and the rapid response. And really, with North Dakota, whether it's in our rural regions or it's in our cities, emergency care and the resources that come with that rapid response are just absolutely critical, as well as the people that make it happen. You know, 911 has played an enormous role in North Dakota. We've had many floods, blizzards, things that really are beyond a challenge but truly life-threatening throughout our state. And we've seen the benefits through a coordinated emergency management and emergency response. You know, one of the key things that it's important for us to do through our caucus is make sure that people understand as this technology is evolving, that when it relates to 911, that's evolving just as quickly so we can ensure that we're saving lives. You know, in my home state of North Dakota, people are really working hard to advance these goals. And one of the people who's working probably as hard as anyone else is our Cass County Sheriff, Paul Laney. We've had several major floods in the Red River Valley, and Paul has been central to coordinating the response to those and public safety. He's also been out here in Congress and testified on behalf of 911. But one of the unique things that he brings to the table is we're right along the Red River, which is 2 states, North Dakota and Minnesota, 2 counties, Cass and Clay County, and he's been able to bring that together through our call center and help coordinate, again, 2 states, 2 cities, 2 counties. And so it's with great honor that I'm here tonight in my position to honor another North Dakotan for his great effort on behalf of the people in North Dakota and in a larger sense in America. So I'd like to introduce Paul Laney and his wife Patty. Thank you. You know, when I was talking to Paul, he said, it's truly amazing when you're honored for something that you just love doing every day. And that's really Paul Laney. I'm very excited to highlight our next honoree. In fact, to make a successful 911 call, it helps to have a Texas two-step. Truly successful 911 calls involve a cohesive and effective coordination. Really, it's between the caller and the person receiving the call. The actions of Ryan Reed, Arlington, Texas, and Arlington, Texas telecommunications communicator Angie Phillips on October 24th, 2010 is a perfect example of this collaboration. 16-year-old Ryan, who has Asperger's syndrome, was a passenger in an SUV that was driven by his grandfather. They were headed westbound on I-30 through Arlington, Texas, when his grandfather suffered a congestive heart failure and lost consciousness. Ryan quickly dialed 911 from his cell phone. The call was answered by telecommunicator Angie Phillips. Ryan and Angie remained remarkably calm as they worked in concert together for a successful outcome. Ryan wasn't sure of their exact location, but his description of the landmarks helped Angie determine where they were. And she was effective and able to keep, again, Ryan calm and move the vehicle safely to a position where it could stop. She not only protected Ryan, but also his grandfather, but even bigger than that, all the other drivers were on the road that day. As they waited for the fire and the EMS units to arrive, Angie reassured Ryan that help was on the way. Ryan's grandfather was rushed to the hospital, where he underwent quadruple bypass surgery. Angie and Ryan's ability to stay calm and communicate clearly saved his grandfather's life, and 30 days later, he'd recovered enough to return home, just in time for Thanksgiving. When their family sat down for Thanksgiving meal last fall, they said grace by replaying the 911 call that saved Ryan's grandfather. And because the family wanted to listen to that angel named Angie one more time, please help me welcome both Angie and Ryan.
Accompanying Ryan Reed and Angie Phillips is Marty Kinder of Time Warner. Award sponsor, Time Warner.